This meeting is being recorded.
Good evening, ladies.
Good evening. How are you?
Baruch Hashem.
Baruch Hashem.
Okay. So I think we're going to continue the Bet Yosef here. No, I'm sorry. This was the tour. We did this already. Yeah, it looks like we're doing a bet. Right, so it says like this. Katav Rabbeinu Yonah. It says Rabbeinu Yonah, She'im lo kara ota kodem hanetz. If you didn't read it before the nets, yesh lo leakdim u'likrota bimhera kol ma sheyuchal ve'yavih raya ladavar. So he says, right, that even if you didn't catch it before nets, you should still try to do it as early as possible. And he brings a source for that, right? And that's important to understand, by the way, that even though you didn't do it at the best time, you should always try to do it as early as possible. That's the way it is with mitzvot in general. Don't delay the mitzvah. Try to do it as fast as possible. So then it goes on. If you can do it this way, to do it benetz, right? He has a great deal as a reward, as we said. It's over there in the first parak of brachot. It says over there, who is the one who has he's going to be a member of the world to come? The one who juxtaposes the Geulah to the Tefillah, meaning once he says God Yisrael and then he starts to pray. It also says there that whoever does that also, that day won't be harmed. It says over there that the Rav Barona, this rabbi, Zina Hada, one time Samach Geulah Tefillah, he juxtaposed the Geulah to Tefillah, Velo Pasak. So he says all day he was smiling and laughing. He was happy that day. Tosfot writes this. Okay, good. Al zeh, right, that's right. So Tosfot writes regarding this. So if you're going to ask me, isn't everybody doing this, right? Everybody who prays in the synagogue, whatever, or at home, they're doing the same thing. So why does it give such a big praise for somebody who does this? Everybody does it. So then, what's the big deal with this rabbi? The lo pasi that he was smiling all day like this, laughing all day. What is that? And if you got, so he says you can say like this. So it must be talking about what? That he does it at nets. Not everybody prays at nets. What does that mean? They do Kriyat Shema before, and then afterwards they do the Amidah at the nets. So you see from there, okay, everybody does that, but not everybody prays benetz, at sunrise. So that's when you get the real big credit. When you pray at sunrise, like we described yesterday, right, at length. So as we're going to talk more about this, he says later on also, about these halachot, but right, the main idea is like this, that everybody puts Gal Israel and then Amidah together. No big deal. Okay, but if you do it at nets, that's the whole big deal, right? That's all. It's sunrise. Okay, good. So let's see the Shulchan Aruch on that. So it says in Shulchan Aruch, Im lo kara oto kodem hanetzach hama. If you didn't read it, right, Kriyat Shema before nets, yesh lo liakdim likrota bimhera kol ma sheuchal. You should try to, right, do it as early as possible. Either way. Don't wait and say, oh, I got time, Oh, yeah, my calendar says I have until 9:20. So I'll take my time, and I'll do it later. Why later? Let's do it now. You should do it as early as possible. Every mitzvah is like that, especially Kriyat Shema, which is something very important, very, very crucial. That's the idea. Okay.
I do have a question about yesterday.
Yes.
The 70, is it 70 minutes for sunset? Where
we said 72 minutes from dawn to sunrise.
Okay, 72. Okay.
Okay. Good. But even that is according to halachic hours, right? According to many poskim, according to most poskim. Some argue with that, by the way, but they say it's a constant. Some say 72-minute constant. But most poskim say, and that we're talking about shalt zmaniyot, halachic hours. So what does that mean? In the winter, that can be like 60 minutes because the hours are shorter. In the summer, it could be like 90 minutes because the hours are longer. Yeah.
Amen.
Okay, so then it goes on to say, we already mentioned yesterday in the tour, right, that a person who's got a flight to catch or something, and he can't pray at nets, so what should he do? Let him say a little bit earlier, right, after the dawn. He can already do Kriyat Shema and everything. So regarding that, says Bet Yosef, Sham, it's over there in the Gemara, Chet Amud Bet, Tanya, there's a Braita. Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai Omer, this rabbi says, Pa'amim she'adam koreh Kriyat Shema shte pa'amim balayla. Right, so he says there are times where a person can do this, read Kriyat Shema twice at night. Right? Echad kodem she'al amud hashachar, one before the dawn, right? Ve'echad le'achar she'al amud hashachar, and one after the dawn. And he's going to fulfill his obligation for both, right? The night and the day. The one he did before dawn fulfills obligation for the night. The one he did after dawn will do his obligation for the day. Even though this is not the best way to do it, as we said, but sometimes a person needs this, in certain cases. I'll explain to you, by the way, how that works, but let me just read on a little bit. And it says here, ויוצא בהם ידי חובתו, and he's full obligation like that, אחד של יום באחד של לילה, הוא מפרש טעמה בגמרא, so Gemara explains that, משום דכיוון דאיכא דקיימא, אחר שיעלה מוד השחר, because there are those who already get up after dawn, right? זמן קריאת שמע עד היום הוא. So it is time of קריאת שמע of the day. The mukumecha, it says the mukumecha in the pasuk. When you get up, when you rise, kativ. Veha kaime. Now he's getting up. They're getting up. Amar Achabar Chanina, and says this rabbi, Amar Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi, name Rabbi this rabbi. Halacha Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai. Halacha zakim. Rabbi Shimon katav arif dehainu b'di'avad. Right. So like I told you, right. The Rif says this is only b'di'avad. What does that mean? If you have no other choice. This is not the best way to do it, obviously. And or in a time of pressing need. Kagon, what does that mean? Misha mashkim letzet derech. Let's say somebody has a flight to catch, right? So he can't pray at that time. He's going to be, already like boarding the plane at that time, So he doesn't have time to pray, whatever, or he's going to be whatever, doing something. He's going to be busy, so he won't be able to. He won't be able to say at that time. So do it a little bit earlier, after dawn, right? Or things like this. Abal, he says, lechatchila, right? Preferably, you shouldn't do it this way. Rambam says Rambam like that. And also the Rosh. If you're going to ask me, it says in Braita, Besot Perek Tfilat HaShachar, over there. With Gemara, Lamed Amud Aleph, Hishkim letzet derech, that if a person got up early to go on the road, mevi'in lo shofar, they bring him a shofar, it's okay, and he blows it. Kshiagia zman kriyat shema, and then when time kriyat shema comes, koreh, he'll read it afterwards. Alma, so you see from there, afilu beyotzeh derech, even somebody's going on the road, right? Sheachar she'al shachar, after the dawn. You shouldn't really read the Kriyat Shema until sunrise. Because it says, right, that you do the shofar at home and you do the lulav at home, you shake it. So it's definitely we're talking about after the dawn. So it says, Rashba answers this question. That's which we said. That if he was going early on the way, correct? That he reads when it's dawn. That's talking about when he's going in a place which is dangerous. There's some danger involved there, right? Robbers, bandits, all kinds of stuff, right? Let's say he's traveling in Ukraine, something like that. So then he's got a problem. You never know what's going to happen over there, right? Or something like that, right? He can't stand over there. He won't be able to have concentration because there's too much danger there. Even the first paragraph, he can't concentrate. Until he says, because of that, therefore we allow him to do it after dawn. But the other one that's talking about in a different place, it's talking about person goes in a caravan. So what does that mean? It's not really dangerous there, So okay, so it just he can say Kriyat Shema at the right time. Okay, he'll be inside his like he'll be boarding the plane. But okay, even if you're boarding the plane, you can say Kriyat Shema, no big deal, right? What's the big deal? Most people know it by heart, so you just do it as you're holding your luggage, right? Boarding the plane. What's the problem?
Kavod Harav, what's a caravan? Is that a group of people?
Right. It's like what we today call a motorcade,
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Right. Many of them going together. They used to go together, to stay safe in groups, the safety in numbers, as they say, right? Because there was bandits on the road. There was pirates there, all kinds of stuff going on.
We still do that. When I go to Mexico, we go in caravans, just for a section of the border. We
Ah,
a lot of people, and we just go in caravans.
yeah,
So
Mexico's dangerous. A lot of thugs are going on there. Okay, gangs, all kinds of stuff.
it's just an
Dangerous.
area, but not everywhere.
Not
Just
everywhere. Yes,
one section. Yeah.
you know all the places over there which are dangerous. You'll tell us. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. Let's go on. So it says says alternately, enami, makom she'en sham gedude chayot v'listim. Something, a place where there's no danger there. Rabbeinu Yonah, right, Katab says, he says like this: that which we allow to read when he goes on the road. That's talking about when caravan is really going fast, They're not going to wait for him. So, he's got to like run for it, make a run for it. Get to that terminal, run to your terminal. Otherwise, they're gonna close the doors. Right? So you gotta get in there before. Otherwise, you're gonna have a problem. Right? So Yamtinu lo klal, but it says if it's not so, they're not in such a hurry. So then you have to wait until sunrise. And Kibarta, like it says in Raita, there's the soap perk, it's Vilat Shachar. The one that we just mentioned. The Katav and Maria Abuhab. Says Maria Abuhab, Zal, Shadikdek Rabbeinu B'mash Katav, the Rabbeinu, the Torah, was, he deduced that which he wrote, Shetzarech Lachazik Baderech, he has to go on the road, but look Katav, let's set the derech. He doesn't say to go out to the road, but rather to catch the road, whatever. So in other words, he means you have to catch it fast. You got to go fast. That means he has to go fast, right? That's the idea. So therefore, he doesn't have time to read Kriyat Shema when he's running, for the plane. So meaning what? That anytime that he's on the road and he can't concentrate for some reason, that's when he should say it earlier. But if he can concentrate on the road, so let him wait, till sunrise and then do it there, right? That's the idea. Okay. Katabod Rashba says Rashba. Ekashya Haditanya b'Masechet Yoma. If you're going to tell me it's difficult what it says in Yoma, Lamed Zayin Amud Bet, Hakore im Anshe Mishmar. The person who reads the Shema with the people of the Mishmar, Lo Yatzah, he didn't fulfill his obligation. Mipneh Shen Makdimim, because they do it early. Ve'Anshe Mishmar bevadai le'achar alot hashachar hayu. But he says these people were doing after the dawn for sure. Hayu korin. Ve'afilu Achi, he says nevertheless it says Katana she'akoreh mahem lo yatzah. The one who reads with them doesn't fulfill his obligation. So why not? We just said that he does, right? What's the so? So there is to say, says Tahir Leta, that we don't paskin like that. Even if we do, Hainu Lomar means to say that means he didn't do it the best way. That's what it means. Alternatively, another way to answer it is to say it's talking about somebody who reads when it's not a pressing time, but rather he's doing it on purpose like that. Then maybe he doesn't fulfill obligation at all. But he has to read it again in the right time. But the Rif and the Rambam don't say like that. But b'diavad, after the fact, even if it's not a pressing thing, that he fulfills obligation, yatzah. Like the Torah says. Katab or the Rashba says, furthermore, the Rashba, when he reads at the pressing time, after the dawn, the Mevarech Yotzer Or, even though he blesses Yotzer Or, and the Chakrum, nothing, no problem with that. The Mechevan She'ala Amud HaShachar, because since the dawn already came up, Shapir Mikre, it's called Yotzer Or, that there's light there, right? So you're saying Hashem created the light, and there is light there. Uke'anshe Mishmar, just like the people of the Mishmar. Okay, so yeah, let's go on a little bit. And that which Rabbeinu said, the Torah, that he shouldn't be regular to do it this way, as we said, right? This is not the best way to do it. Pashut too, Pashut, simple. Since they only allow this after the fact, or in a pressing situation, so a person shouldn't be accustomed to do like that. Unless it's pressing. That which Rabbi Shimon said, that after the dawn, lav dafka, right? Not precisely. Miyad hu deha tzarich lehamtin lechol hapachot sheira tematnitin ad sheyakir ben tchelet dekrati. So he says that it means that he should wait until he can recognize between blue and green, as we said yesterday. Shkatvu ken mishum, that they wrote mishum demashman lehu, because it applies to them. Deha derashbi shelo b'shat adchak hi, that which Rabbi Shimon said was not in pressing time. Because if it was a pressing time, once right it becomes dawn, et Shema, he reads the Shema, and that's the way it says in Rashba. Okay, so let me just fill you in right a little bit. When would this concept of halacha of Rabbi Shimon come into practical right application? For instance, let's say a person went to a wedding, right? So he came back very late, it was one of those, weddings. They kept on dancing and dancing and dancing and eating and whatever, right? So it went very late. He gets home, and it's already like 4:35, very late. So now he hasn't slept all night, So once he goes to bed, he's going to have a hard time getting up, on time. His body won't let him, he'll just like collapse. So what should he do in a case like this? Before dawn, right, he can say Kriyat Shema for the night. If he didn't already say it, because, he was too busy with the wedding. He didn't say. So before dawn, he says Kriyat Shema of the night. And then after dawn, he says Kriyat Shema of the day. And then he goes to sleep. Why? Because he's tired. He needs to sleep, But he knows that once he goes to sleep, he won't get up early. So that's why he wants to do it now, just in case he misses it later on, because he's going to get up maybe like 11 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be too late already for Kriyat Shema. So in a case like that, when you're in a bind, this is what you do in order to fulfill your obligation, right? To do the very minimum that you can do. That will be an example of that halacha. That's the way it's brought down in the Gemara, Masechet Brachot.
Kabbalah Harav, does this apply also to Mariv? No.
What about Mariv?
What's the cutoff time? I mean, I know there's a Kriyat Shema there, but
right. Yeah, you can say before dawn. Yes.
Okay. So it's more or less the same situation, similar.
Yeah, similar. Yeah, if you didn't do Arvit, you can just do right before dawn, and finish it off, and then do the Kriyat Shema of the morning, and then go to sleep, whatever, right?
Okay, this isn't a present need. Otherwise, it would be considered negligence, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call it negligence, but it's like, it's like you're
like somebody who's putting it off.
You're being,
negligent.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. It's okay, whatever.
Putting it off, procrastination. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
So that's it, right? That's the story there. So in a case like that, you could pull it off, but otherwise, this is not the best way to do it, obviously.
Okay. See, a person need, I guess, is an emergency or something like that.
Yes, yeah, as we said, right? Let's say he went to a wedding or something, he went to a party or whatever, and he came back late, and it happens. By the way, things like this, they happen.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, good. So that's the story there. But as we said, that you shouldn't make the second to a habit every day. Then you're really negligent, right? That's already really negligence. You know what I mean? If you're doing this on a daily basis like that, that's already like, negligence.
Okay, thank you.
There, I agree with you. That's the word for it.
Yeah, because sometimes you get into a habit, and then you don't realize it, and then you're like, what happened here, So I guess, okay,
yes.
Thank you for the clarification.
The Yetzer Hara, sometimes pulls you out of the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's what happens, Okay, so, all right, so, V'chein katav Rashba, okay, yeah. So it says, regarding the reading of the morning, right? So he says that, as we said, right, you should wait really until you can recognize between blue and green, whatever, or recognize your friend, as we said yesterday. So lechatchila, you should wait until that time, right? And as we said, right, yesterday, that time is really like 10 minutes after dawn, so it's not really a big difference. So if you can wait another 10 minutes, it's even better. This it'll be more like lechatchila. Okay, so it says but it says when it comes to a pressing situation, a person is going on the road, as we said, a place which is dangerous. He won't be able to stand there and concentrate. Even the first parsha, and even until there, he's allowed to read Mishal Amud HaShachar from dawn. That's what it says, Rabbeinu Yonah. Over there in this place, Brachot, B'Shachrit, Abal Tema, it says, but however, there's a little bit of a question there. Im ken minyan minaynam leTosfot, how does Tosfot know the Kodem Shakir Ben Tchilat Hakati Yachol Likrat Kriyat Shema B'Shat Chak? How does Tosfot know that before you can recognize between blue and green, that you're allowed to read Kriyat Shema in the time of pressing need? Kivan dehad Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai tzvir lehu, because according to Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai, right, there are some who explain that to say they should wait until you can recognize between blue and green. So therefore, you have to say, that Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai is talking about the pressing need. Nevertheless, he shouldn't read until he can recognize between blue and green. The Mishnah teaches like this: when do we read the Shema? Time of pressing need. When he recognizes between blue and green, Rabbeinu Yonah doesn't hold this way. So he says rather the time of the Mishnah, it's talking about when it's not a time of need. With Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai, Rabbi Shimon is talking about when it's a time of need. Shimon Achi says because of this, so it is right after the dawn. That's how it's explained in the words of Rabbeinu. Also in the Rambam, once dawn comes up, if it's a pressing situation, he does read time of need. That's the halacha, it says. Okay, very good. So that's the end of the bit Yosef. Let's see the Shulchan Aruch. So we're doing Gimel here. It says, Omishahu Anus, somebody who was in a pressing situation, as we said. כגון שהיה משכים לצאת לדרך. For instance, he's going on the road, right? He's catching a flight. מקום שכדו דרך חייו לסטים, but it's a dangerous place right there. שלא יוכל לעמוד ולא לכוון. He can't really stand there and, concentrate on Shema. אפילו פרשה ראשונה, even the first paragraph, even the first paragraph, ואפילו עד לבבך, even until לבבך, על לבבך, או שבני השיירה, right, or the caravan people here are in a hurry, right? הולכים מהירה, ולא ימתינו לו כלל. They're not going to wait for him, so, he's got to run for it. You know how it is. Once they close the gates, they won't open it for you. That's it, right? The plane is gone. Right? You can scream and yell, but they're going to tell you, no, sir, no, miss. We'll book you for the next one. Right? If you're lucky, you'll get the next one. If you're not lucky, you'll have to sleep there all night. Okay, right? Sometimes you have to do. Okay. So anyway, right? So in a case like that, you can read it with the blessings. Once the Amud HaShachar comes up. Because once Amud HaShachar came up, because we call that already the daytime, when you get up. Or also, there's light there, so we can say the blessing of light. But if there's no danger there, and also, they're not in a hurry. So then, even if he's going on the road, right, once the dawn comes up, and he's going on the road, so then he can read at the right time. He doesn't have to do it during that after dawn. He can wait before sunrise and do it then, whatever, right? Whatever he gets a chance to do. Good. That's the end of the Shulchan Aruch. We got one more, Dalet. It says in Shulchan Aruch, Im kara mishalem udashachar, if he read it after, right, the dawn, even though he was not really, he was not in a pressing situation, right, but he did it fulfill his obligation after the fact. So what does that mean? As we said, right, doesn't have to read it again. That's it, you're done. So then, says the Rama, that if he didn't read it with the blessings, so then what's going to be is that later on, he'll read it with the blessings when he prays later, right? When he prays Shachrit at a later time.
Kavod Harav, what's the cutoff time for the reciting the blessings of the Shema? Is it 3 hours after sunrise or?
Right, we're gonna talk about that soon, B'ezrat Hashem, but the blessings can be said until the 4th hour.
Okay.
But the Kriyat Shema itself only until the 3rd hour.
And the Kriyat Shema until the 3rd, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
But as we said, right, this is only for the men, because since the women are not really obligated, so they can say it even late. It's not really a problem.
The Shema,
not the blessings. I'm talking about the Shema itself, right?
No. Yeah, the Shema. I know we don't have. It's not time bound, but I'm talking about the blessing that we recite between the last blessing of the Shema. Between the Amidah and the Shema.
Right. So those blessings have to be said before the 4th hour.
Thank you.
Before the end of the 4th hour.
Okay. Thank you.
But the Sfarim don't say those blessings, right? As we said, the ladies don't say it.
Okay. No, it's good to know,
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Okay, that's the story. So let's go on. So now we're going to do Hey. And then we got Vav and Zayin. Okay, so we got 3 more here. So it says in the Bit Yosef, Bedad Begemara Ita. So you should know that it says in Gemara in Brachot, right? Chet Amud Bet Ita. 2. Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai Omer. Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai says also another statement there. But Mishum Rabbi Akiva, name Rabbi Akiva, Pa'amim Shadam Koreh Kriyat Shema Shte Pa'amim Bayom. Sometimes a person reads Kriyat Shema twice in the daytime. One before the sunrise, and one after sunrise. He fulfills obligation also there. One is for the night and one is for the day. So this is a little bit different than what we said before, right? Do you notice the difference here? Not like the one we said before. Because the one we said before was one is before dawn and one after dawn. Now we're saying one is before sunrise and the other one is after sunrise. That's the difference. So here also says Rabbi Shimon that if he does it this way, he fulfills the obligation of both the night and also the day. Katav, he writes, Aruch, says the Rosh, and if you're going to ask me, right, since he fulfills the obligation of the night, after the dawn, so then why does Rabbi Shimon say that sometimes a person reads Kriyat Shema 2 times at night, once before the dawn? You should have taught us something even greater. That he can fulfill his obligation Kriyat Shema of the night after the dawn. So it seems like he wants to teach you here like this. So the person can read Kriyat Shema twice, right, one after the other, right? It's like consecutively. And he fulfills the obligation, one of the day and one of the night. So he says that's why he needed to tell you, Lamar, the one that is the night is before the dawn. The imir honest, because if there was some kind of pressing situation, they wasn't able to read at night. And he also has to go on the road. He's not able to read at the proper time. So it doesn't make sense to say you can read both of them after dawn, the day and the night and the day. Even though he's able to read the night by itself, after the dawn. That's why it says it says one before the dawn. That's the end of it. When you read the whole shenenas velo kara shel arvit, so it says it seems like that if he was in a pressing situation, right, something happened there, and he didn't read the arvit to the night until the dawn already came up. He has to go on the road. He's not able to read the morning one because it's the proper time. So what he does is he reads the night one at that time, and then perhaps he can afterwards read the one of Shachrit. But if he reads now the one of Shachrit, but לא של ערבית, and not the one of ערבית, נמצא שהוא מפסיד של ערבית, he's going to lose the night one because of that. בידיים, right, on purpose, because שתכף שנתנת חמה, שוב אינו יוצא ידי חובת של ערבית, because once the sun comes up, he won't be able to do the night one anymore. וכן כתב רבנו ברמזים, that's what it says רבנו in this place, רמזים, ואני יודע למה השמיט Rabbeinu din zeh says, I don't know why Rabbeinu left out this halakha, but lo izkir, I didn't mention it. Lo b'dinei kriyat shema shel shachrit, whether it's a Kriyat Shema of the day, but and also not of the night. So it says it's possible that because afterwards, Katav Rosh, the Rosh wrote, that which he didn't say. Sometimes the person reads Kriyat Shema twice, before the sunrise, and full obligation of daytime, of the night. To have a revutat that's even a bigger novel idea. There is to say the Atta de Ashmina, and it comes to teach you that he won't be able to fulfill the one of the night after sunrise. And alternatively, the pre-sheet level, like we explained, that if he was forced at one time, in one occasion, because of the night, and also in the morning, he's not able to read both of them. Adkan. That's the end of it. So he said that Rabbeinu holds the Torah that the Rosh was not sure about this halakha, din zeh. So therefore, that's why he didn't bring it, because the Rosh didn't have it so clearly that that's halakha. Interesting. But anyway, for us, it is the halakha, as we're going to see in the Shulchan Aruch, right? That we do go like that. So let's see the Shulchan Aruch. Hey. So it says in Shulchan Aruch like this. Let's say one night, right, he was, in a pressing situation, and he wasn't able to read the Kriyat Shema all night. And then all of a sudden, right, he looks at his watch. It's already dawn, right? Oh my God! So what happens now, right? Can he make it up or not, or is he? It's already done. It's already done with. So that's what Rabbi Shimon told us, right? Since it's still not the sun didn't come up yet, since the sun didn't rise, he can do Kriyat Shema of the night still. So he can fulfill his obligation of the Kriyat Shema of the night. By the way, how is that he can do that, right? After the dawn, fulfills the obligation of the Kriyat Shema of the night. But didn't we just say after the dawn it's already day? So how does that work? So the answer is like this, right? That the reason he can do this is because it says regarding the Kriyat Shema, right? The pasuk, it says like this, right? When you lie down and when you get up. So some people do go to sleep after dawn. It's still time that people sleep. So therefore, since some people do go to sleep after dawn, it's still dark. So because of that, the person can still fulfill the obligation of the Kriyat Shema of the night, even though it's already day.
But if they go to sleep before dawn and then they wake up at before dawn and then they go to sleep, it's just.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, what was that again?
So how can they do the night? Okay, so let's say they go to sleep at 12 a.m. They go to sleep, they wake up at dawn.
Right.
And they go back to sleep. So they did it twice. How can they be praying the?
So I'm not exactly sure what you're asking there, but let me just explain to you how it works, right? That this time between the dawn and the sunrise, it's like sort of a transition phase there, So what does that mean? It has also element of night and also element of day there. It's like both kind of, the truth is it's really day. But it still has element of night. Why? Because some people do go to sleep at that time. So therefore, if a person wasn't able to say Kriyat Shema all night, And then all of a sudden, after dawn, he remembered he can still do it now in full obligation. But a person who already said the Kriyat Shema before, at night, he said it already, now he wakes up in the daytime, right? He wakes up after dawn, so now he can say Kriyat Shema of the day, right? After dawn, because it's already day. So it's like it works both ways, you understand? That period between the dawn and the sunrise can go both ways, depending on your situation. This is what we're saying.
Okay.
It's a double usage, like dual usage.
Yeah, I was overthinking about waking up and going back to sleep like twice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a dual usage time.
Okay.
But as we're going to see here in the Shulchan Aruch, this only works when a person wasn't able to do it all night. But if he was, and he on purpose didn't say it, then he doesn't fulfill his obligation. It's too late already. This only works if he was in a pressing situation. Something happened and he wasn't able to say it, right? That's what it means. It could be also, by the way, that he just fell asleep, let's say, right? He was sitting on the chair, like me, I always fall asleep on my chair. So, what do you call it? And then all of a sudden he wakes up, it's already after dawn, oh my God. He fell asleep on the chair. It was 12 o'clock. And now it's already after dawn. So he didn't say the Kriyat Shema, So he can still do it now because it's not that he did it on purpose, he just fell asleep, So whatever, something like that, right? That's the idea. So then he goes on. This is what we learned from Rabbi Shimon, right? Rabbi Shimon said 2 halachot here. So now we're learning the first one of them, right? Which is this one, the one we're learning here. So let's go on. And he says, says also if he was also pressed to go on the road, and he's going on the road. But it's a dangerous place there, right? It's not a safe area there. So if that's the case, lo ikre az Kriyat Shema. I'm sorry. With that, let's say the derech makom gedul hayav. Lo ikra az Kriyat Shema pam shenit. Let's say by dechabato. So what he has to do is he has to wait till he can't read it at that time. So what's the problem? Says the Shulchan Aruch like this, right? That since you read the Kriyat Shema of the night after the dawn, so you already declared that time is night. So therefore you can't do now the day one at the same time, same period. So therefore what you got to do is wait till the sunrise and then say it again. So in this case, the only choice you have is to wait till sunrise. Because since you already said the Shema of the night before sunrise, after the dawn, you already made it into a night. So now you can't make it also into the day at the same time. So therefore, you got to wait till after sunrise. So what does that mean? Right? That day you won't be able to pray b'netz because you got messed up there that night, right? Too bad. Next time, be more careful, right? Make sure you do everything on time. You won't be able to pray b'netz. You know why? Because you got to do Kriyat Shema after the sunrise. So you're going to miss the nets, probably, right? Whatever, something like that, right? Whatever. There's a way to do it, by the way. There is a way to do it. Okay. If you want to be really tricky, you can do it.
And what's this way?
So the way would be like, I have to teach you guys all the tricks now.
Of course.
All the secrets. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, so the way it works like this, right? That, as we said yesterday, the sunrise lasts for 6 minutes, right, until the whole body of the sun comes up. So therefore, you can say the Kriyat Shema in the beginning of the sunrise, and then in the middle, you can start the Amidah. So you'll be able to, you'll be okay. It'll be all right. That's good enough. You understand what I'm saying? Since the sunrise is 6 minutes, it gives you time to do everything. You can do the Kriyat Shema right after the sunrise, and then during the sunrise, you can do the Amidah, still start the Amidah. You have enough time. For 6 minutes is enough for that. Unless you're a very slow reader, right? So if that's already something else. Then you better keep practicing to read a little fast.
I'm a slow reader. That's why I'm
Okay,
asking.
God bless. That's good. Whatever, Everybody goes at their own pace. Okay. We're talking about here like little nuances, right? Little things there. Okay, so that's the story there. Let's go to Vav. So here we have to do the tour here also as well. There's a little bit of tour left over. So let me show you the tour here. It says, so says the tour like this, even though, as we said, right, the last time for Kriyat Shema is after the 3rd hour. That's it, right? Until the 3rd hour, until the end of the 3rd hour. Right? Let's say he wasn't able to read until the 3rd hour, right? This happens sometimes. Right? For the ladies, it's no big deal, right? As we said. For the guys, it's right, as they say, it's we call it it's a deal breaker, for the guys. So the guys have to be more careful about that, right? Because that means he lost the mitzvah that day, right? Which is not a good thing. He's gonna have a hard day that day. It's gonna be a tough day for him, It's going to be one of those days, if you know what I mean. One of those days.
But it happened to women too, I think.
I'm sorry?
If you don't do it timely, you have those kind of days too.
I agree with that. That's true.
Yes.
You don't have the same kavanah.
God.
Yeah, you don't have the same kavanah. The kavanah is completely off, and then you're like sweating there,
I see. Okay.
Happened to us too.
I see. Okay. You know what it is with you guys? I think you ladies, you're just like, you're very, very high level, You're like on the level of the guys, whatever. So don't blame me. I don't know. It's your fault. Don't blame.
No, it gets really, and this happens to me, when I'm not on top of the game, and then I'm like, where all these thoughts came from? What is this? It's terrible.
Oh, wow.
Terrible. And then I'm like, well, then you're like, okay, well, then you get so discouraged, because, and you're like, what happened? Oh, the time is off. Okay, well, at least.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you, with the way you girls talk, I won't be surprised if you're going to be putting on tefillin soon also. I won't be surprised with that either. But anyway, that's a different topic. Well,
you're going to have to get us the tefillin, because we don't trust anybody.
Shh, don't tell anybody. Okay. Keep it secret. As we said, we have to keep some things we have to keep secret. Okay, so anyway, right? I'm joking, but seriously, right? What do you call it? So you guys are on a high level, I understand that, but I'm just talking according to halakha, The halakha doesn't really require it for the women, so it is what it is, some people have a high soul, they have to do on a different standard a little bit, That's the way it is, it's okay. That's fine. God bless you, it's good. I respect that. So anyway, right, that's the way it goes. So as we said, right, so says the tour, if he missed the right time, right, the 3rd hour already passed. As we said, right, this time of year, it's about 9:20, right, in my area. In your area, check in your area, whatever it is. Open the app and you'll see that, right? So if you need help, by the way, with the app, give me a call and I'll help you with the app to set it up and everything. So this way, maybe you guys are like thinking, what app is he talking about? What is he talking about? This rabbi, he keeps talking about apps. What app? Give me a call and I'll help you out. Okay, so or give me a text me and I'll help you. Okay, so anyway, so right, as we said, what happens like this, if you miss the third hour, so now you can still, as we said, right, we just mentioned this a few minutes ago, that the last time for the brachot, the blessings of Kriyat Shema is the fourth hour, right? So he has one more hour. So therefore, the Torah says like this: if he missed the third hour, he can still read the blessings with the Kriyat Shema, even though it's too late. But just like words of Torah for him now. He's not doing the mitzvah of Shema, right? So that's the thing there. So you can read all the blessings. Kol shar revit, all the fourth hour, you can still read the blessings, right? But after the fourth hour, no, right? That's it. After the fourth hour, you cannot do the blessings anymore, right? As we said. But he says he doesn't get the reward of reading the Kriyat Shema at the right time, because it's already the wrong time. The right time already passed. But he says from here and onwards, after the fourth hour is already done, right? You cannot read the blessings anymore, as we said. And if he does read them, says the Torah, it's a blessing in vain. That's what he says. So therefore, the last time you can do this is the fourth hour, right? We're going to see, by the way, probably the Bet Yosef or whatever, that the Rambam doesn't agree with this, right? The Rambam holds you can do the blessings of the Kriyat Shema all day. But the Shulchan Aruch paskins like the Rosh here, not like the Rambam. And we'll see why that is. We'll see. We'll get into this now. Or maybe next time, Ezra Hashem. It's we'll see. Okay, let's see how much time we have. So we'll do the Bet Yosef here. So it says in the Bet Yosef. So what's the source for this? Mishnah Tet Amud Bet, right? Brachot. V'gomra ad netzach hama. Rabbi Yoshua Omer ad shlosh shalot. So says Rabbi Yoshua, you'll have the third hour for Kriyat Shema. Hakoreh mikan ve'elach lo yifsid. So it says if you read after that, Kadam shekoreh b'Torah. It's like you're reading the Torah. It's not Kriyat Shema anymore. Too late. So just like you're reading the Torah. The Gemara, it says the Gemara, Yud Amud Bet over there. My lo yifsid shelo yifsid habrachot. That means he didn't lose the blessings. That's what it means, right? So what does that mean? You can still do the blessings until the end of the fourth hour, as we said. That's what it says also in Baita. A person reads from now and onwards, lo yifsid, he didn't lose anything. Ki adam shekoreh b'Torah. It's like a person who's reading the Torah, but he can still bless, as we said. Katav Rosh, says the Rosh, yesh leistapek, says there is a doubt. Im rotzeh lomar ad chatzot, if he wants to say until midday. According to the opinion of the Rabbanan of the prayers, or or does he have until the fourth hour, according to Rabbi Yehuda, or afilu kol hayom kulo, or all day, right? Loibs, he didn't lose. So in other words, what he's asking is here, the Rosh, how much time does he have to say the blessings of Shema? Until the fourth hour, or until midday, or until the day is over altogether, right? All the day. So Rabbi Gaon Zal Katav, he writes, right? Af kol sha'ah, he can do all the fourth hour. Even though it's not the right time, we can still do the blessings of Kriyat Shema. Mashma davka sha'revit, so it implies that only the fourth hour he can do it. That's it. That's the time of the tefillah, of the prayers. The Rabbi Yehuda, according to Rabbi Yehuda. But onwards, after that, he did lose right there the blessings. Sachara abrachot, the blessings. So therefore, if he blesses there, right, those blessings afterwards, he's doing a blessing in vain, right, which is a very severe, right, the prohibition. So which prohibition is that? Right, don't mention the name of God. Right? Don't say the name of God in vain. Right? That's one of the commandments. Right? 10 commandments. Which one is that? That's the fourth commandment. Right? Don't mention the name of God in vain. So you got to be careful about that. You're blessing the name of God in vain. But as we said, Rambam is different. Right? Rambam says you can bless all day. These blessings. Afilu icher, even if he was late, he read after 3 hours. It implies that this is what he says. Afilu icher memezid, even if he did it on purpose, or just he was negligent, right? And he didn't read ad achar shalosh shaot until after 3 hours. He blesses before and after. After all day. Rabbeinu shkatav im yanas velo kara, and Rabbeinu that he wrote that if he was pressing situation, then read you can read it all fourth hour. Bedavka nakat nenas lomar deim lo nenas velo eni yodea. Says I'm not really sure if he's talking about pressing situation or regular situation. Zo minayin lo befshar de lo nektina bedavka. So it's possible he says that it's not talking about something precise, but just a general way. Because it's not the way to read so late after shalosh shot after 3 hours, even though mechamat ones, unless it was forced. Katav Rambam, says the Rambam. Perush the Mishnah. Perkama de Brachot. V'da ki, so you should know ki elu hashaot hanizkarot. Well, this is important, right? This one we were talking about. He says all these hours that are mentioned, right, in the times of the prayers and so forth and so on, all these hours that we mentioned them, right? B'chol Mishnah v'chan hashaot hazmaniot v'inyan hazmaniot hu hashaot sheyesh yud shaot b'yud shaot b'lala v'shamar ad shalosh shaot. So he says, right, it's all halachic hours. The Rambam says, as we said, right, all these times that we mentioned them, it's all halachic hours, not regular hours. That's what the Rambam is saying. So when it says 3 hours, it means the quarter of the day. Right? So in other words, according to the season, right? As we said, in the summer it's going to be longer, in the winter it's going to be shorter. Halachic hours. Okay, I guess we'll stop there. It's a little bit late. We'll continue tomorrow. That will be the last one for the week. God willing, thanks for coming. Thanks for being with us. Be blessed with wealth, health, happiness. Refuah shlema to everybody, whoever needs refuah shlema. And healing and good health. And good future. For those who need to change their fortune a little bit, right? To alter their fortune a little bit. Have to go in a different direction a little bit in life. So whatever it is, right? Everybody should have a good fortune and good mazal, and be holy and happy. And Chazak Baruch. See you tomorrow. All the best.
Thank you.
All right.